I'm so honored to be on this call. You know, I respect you so much. I always have, always will. What you've done for this planet, who you are, and what you do for your family is something to be commendable. And people look up to you all around the world. So I just want to say thank you for your encouragement to me.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Apparently not. Some things, everything ain't for everyone.
Justin Bieber's rise to stardom looked like the ultimate dream come true for any young artist. Chart-topping hits, world tours, and millions of loyal fans. But behind all the glitz and glam, not everything was as innocent as it seemed. One name that keeps popping up is Diddy. The music mogul took a young Justin under his wing, offering guidance and access to his powerful industry network. But now, troubling new allegations are coming to light about Diddy's past, and it's got people questioning what really went down between him and Justin. Reports and old footage are revealing that Justin was exposed to a world no teenager should have been a part of. And when you start connecting the dots, the picture starts looking real ugly.
Justin was taken advantage of in a lot of ways, and it's quite sad. But I feel like, you know, a lot of the things that he's going through right now are as a result of his, of what he went through back then in his adolescence with Diddy. If you look at, Justin Bieber's behavior over the past couple of weeks, he's been unfollowing people from his Instagram. One of them being Scooter, one of them being Usher. All these people that kind of brought him up and were supportive of him through his career. Haley's dad, Steven. He's just been dropping all these people off his Instagram. But the one thing that's interesting about this is that he's still following Diddy. By unfollowing him, I believe, and from what my sources said, it's going to, kind of throw him in this whole like, oh, so what are you avoiding? You know what I mean? And so he's trying to be as transparent as possible when all this goes to court and everything like that, because he knows he's going to be involved. The mountain of evidence of things that took place between Justin Bieber when he was underage and Diddy is endless recordings and videos of partying, and when he was smoking weed with him at age not 18.
Justin Bieber's rise to fame wasn't just quick, it was huge. One minute, he was just a small-town Canadian kid uploading covers to YouTube, and the next, he's standing in front of Usher, signing one of the biggest record deals in music history. Scooter Braun discovered him in 2007, and Justin was only 13 when his natural talent grabbed the attention of some of the biggest names in the game. Usher and Justin Timberlake both saw something special in him, but it was Usher who stepped up and secured the mentorship deal. With Usher guiding him, Justin became the new face of pop music, with his debut single, One Time, making him a household name almost overnight. But while Usher helped shape his music career, Diddy had his own hand in the mix too. Diddy showed a real interest in the young singer, and at first, it seemed like just another industry connection. But looking back, some of the details don't add up. Diddy had a history of surrounding himself with young talent, often bringing them in close in ways that felt more about control than real mentorship. When it came to Justin Bieber, that mentorship came with its own questionable moments, like the very public 48-hour stay at Diddy's mansion when Justin was only 15.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me.
It all started with a flashy promise. Diddy told a teenage Justin Bieber that if he stayed on the right track, he'd reward him with a luxury car. It sounded outrageous, but Diddy actually seemed to follow through. Then came the invitation, 48 hours with Diddy, a weekend that, in hindsight, feels way off. Old interviews from that time show Diddy talking about Justin in a way that now raises eyebrows. In one clip, Diddy casually mentions that Justin was staying with him for 2 days, calling it a mentorship experience. But the way he describes it, promising the young star a taste of the high life, luxury, and success, starts to feel more like grooming than guidance.
Good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Tell you my number.
Yeah.
Justin, still just a kid, seemed both excited and a little overwhelmed in those interviews. His body language made it clear that he wasn't fully comfortable, and when he was later asked about those 48 hours, his response seemed rehearsed, like he wasn't sure how to answer or what he was supposed to say. So what really went down during those 48 hours? Was it just about mentorship, or was there something else happening behind closed doors? With the allegations that have come out about Diddy's parties and the people in his circle, it's hard not to wonder if Justin was exposed to things that no teenager should have been.
Happy birthday,
As Justin Bieber's career took off, the pressure behind the scenes started wearing him down. At first, it looked like he was living the dream. Hit songs, sold-out tours, and millions of adoring fans. But fame quickly revealed its darker side. Before long, Justin wasn't that fresh-faced teen heartthrob everyone had fallen for. By the time he turned 18, the cracks in his perfect image were too big to ignore. He was getting into trouble, snapping at paparazzi, skipping concerts, and making the news for all the wrong reasons. Then came the real struggles: substance abuse, anxiety, and an overwhelming feeling of loneliness. Justin himself has talked about how he felt lost in the industry, manipulated by the people around him, and unable to hold on to control over his own life. In a heartfelt Instagram post, Justin admitted that by the time he was 19, he was deeply involved in substances and making every bad decision you could imagine. He opened up about feeling like he had no solid guidance, saying, "You see, I didn't grow up in a stable home. My parents were 18, separated, broke, still young and rebellious themselves." As his talent skyrocketed and he became ultra successful, it all happened in the span of just 2 years, flipping his whole world upside down. But here's the real question. Was this just the price of fame, or was something deeper pushing him towards self-destruction?
Happening. It's absolutely ridiculous, and what you're doing is powerful, and it needs to be.
When you look back at Justin's early days in the industry, Diddy's influence keeps showing up. The music mogul was a major player in shaping Justin's early career, and with the recent allegations about Diddy's alleged behavior coming to light, people are starting to wonder, was Justin just another one of his victims? He wasn't the only young star Diddy took under his wing. Over the years, the hip-hop mogul has surrounded himself with rising talent, offering mentorship, but often with some questionable motives lurking beneath the surface.
Good, you're doing so good.
I just want to say,
they need your vibration. P. Diddy needs your applause, your adulation, because he has nothing himself. And I might remind you, he left his kids there to deal with.
Recent lawsuits and shocking accusations against Diddy have exposed the darker side of his empire. Allegations of exploitation, manipulation, and control are coming from multiple sources, painting a disturbing picture of what was really happening behind the scenes. It's no secret that Diddy had a habit of luring young artists with promises of success, only for many of them to later buckle under the pressures of the industry. Mace, one of Diddy's former proteges, has spoken up about feeling controlled and trapped by his influence. Even Usher, who lived with Diddy as a teenager, has dropped hints in past interviews about what it was really like.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand.
It's not even taking a shot at Puff Daddy, because I'm believing his life to change. I'm believing everybody's life to change. I'm not against them, and sometimes my stance make people think I'm against them. I may be against what they're doing, but I'm not against the person. That's it. But I'm definitely not standing for what they're doing. I'm just not in hatred for the person, because God loves the sinner and he hates the sinner.
With more allegations coming to light, people are starting to wonder if Justin got caught up in Diddy's web. Was his downward spiral just a part of the struggle that comes with young fame? Or was there something much deeper going on in his life? Fans are also asking, why hasn't Justin spoken up? If there's any truth to the rumors about their past, wouldn't he want to set the record straight? Or at least distance himself from someone like Diddy? His silence in the wake of Diddy's current scandal has only fueled these questions. One possible reason could be legal agreements. The entertainment world thrives on NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, that can keep people from speaking out about what really goes on behind closed doors in their personal and professional lives. Diddy, with his massive empire and powerful connections, wouldn't be the first industry figure accused of using NDAs to keep things under wraps. If Justin signed one early on, it could be stopping him from ever addressing certain stories. Another possibility is fear. Fear of retaliation, both in his career and personal life. Diddy isn't just a former mentor. He's a businessman with strong ties throughout the music industry. Speaking out against someone with that kind of influence could have serious consequences, not just for Justin's career, but potentially for his safety as well. Over the years, we've seen how whistleblowers in the entertainment industry often get blacklisted, threatened, or silenced. If Justin has something to say, he might feel it's just not worth the risk. Then, there's the personal side of it all. If Justin went through something traumatic while under Diddy's mentorship, he might not want to relive it. Even when he's opened up in interviews about feeling lost and manipulated, he's never pointed the finger at anyone specifically. Some survivors of industry exploitation stay silent for years, only speaking out when they feel safe enough. The real question is, will Justin ever get to that point?
For me, being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs...
As more allegations against Diddy come to light and more people speak out, the pressure is definitely building. If Justin's friends with similar experiences start sharing their truth, it could encourage him to finally break his silence. Or he might choose to stay quiet, hoping to leave the past behind him. Either way, Justin Bieber's story isn't unique. Time and time again, we've seen young stars rise to fame, only to buckle under the weight of the industry's dark side. For every success story, there's another one about mistreatment, manipulation, and hidden trauma. And the saddest part? Most of these stories never see the light of day. At what point do we start asking ourselves about the real cost of success? How many more stories like Justin's are out there, waiting to be shared? The entertainment industry has a long history of shielding powerful figures while silencing those brave enough to speak out. But as we've seen with recent scandals, the truth always finds its way to the surface. The conversation ain't over yet. As more details come to light, fans are starting to question everything that's been out there. One person commented, "It's obvious he's been scarred by everything he's gone through, especially from when he was a child." They continued, "We gotta have some empathy for someone who's clearly going through it." Another fan wrote, "He still follows Diddy because of a signed NDA. But once the trial kicks off and that NDA no longer holds due to Diddy facing criminal charges, watch, he'll unfollow. If not, that's it for me," they added. A third person said, "I think Justin's dealing with some mental health issues, maybe even a breakdown or something similar. Let's hope he figures it out and starts healing." Well, that's all I got for today. But let me know what y'all think about this whole mess in the comments below.